What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
And we're just moments away from going into the movie Colossal. We're previewing it, though, because we've not seen it yet. Just kidding. Mr. James Shue, how are you?
I hate you. Gosh.
So you were going to see Free Fire, a movie that we already reviewed. You clicked that white eye. But I was able to nag you into going to see Colossal, which I'm happy because...
For one reason, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Devil Wore Prada.
But it's good. I love how you're just so open to see anything. You don't have any walls, and I'm happy about that.
You know, that's the beauty of movies. You just go into it, enjoy it.
So, well, did you enjoy it?
Well, the previews look just weird, you know, because this Anne Hathaway's character can control this monster and didn't understand it all. I thought it was a comedy.
I'd only seen the poster going in.
That's
so I really didn't know much.
Well, for me, bro, that movie was absolutely it was not for me. I didn't think it was good. Anne Hathaway, she was cool. Love Anne Hathaway, but overall that movie, man, it wasn't for me. I don't like the idea of beating on women. I don't like the idea of that Jason Sudeikis' character going nuts.
Minor spoilers.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of the friend that was weak as heck. There was just so many parts.
Her suitor.
Yeah, there's just so many. And Tim didn't care for the boyfriend. Tim.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Tim at the beginning, but then as Tim came in, I don't know. There's just so many things about this movie. It's just like, yeah, I didn't like it, bro, at all.
It's so funny because if I'm gonna review it now, it's gonna sound like I saw a totally different movie because I thought it was one of the funniest movies I've seen so far.
I literally saw no comedy.
It felt like so original
except
and
for
stylish.
the Thug Life.
It is a dark comedy. It is a movie that is obscure and out there. And like going into this movie, you're like, okay, is this movie gonna be about alcoholism? Is it gonna be about some mental illness? And it's not. It is absolutely not any type of stereotype. It is just free, wild, doing its own thing, and it's gonna make a lot of people go, I don't understand. This movie isn't set in this logical.
Oh, I understood
type of
it.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, but like, you know, the general audience might go, this movie doesn't have a perfectly good explanation of how these things are happening, right? You know, it doesn't tell us like how these things are possible. And that's not the point though. The point is just to kind of accept this rabbit hole you've fallen under. And it's funny, it's charming, Anne Hathaway is really good.
Or was it funny?
Well, I think Anne Hathaway is very comedic in a lot of parts, and so is Jason Sudeikis. Like you have pointed out, there are shifts in the movie. Like there are some really heavy things, including Jason Sudeikis even getting physical with Anne Hathaway. But that scene is then followed with a scene that is kind of meant for some comedic relief. And I think the whole idea of this movie is this really out there kind of obscure plot that you kind of realize that even though this is very serious stuff happening in between, it's in this world of ridiculousness. I mean, we're talking about these a giant robot and a giant monster fighting in Seoul, Korea, and they're controlled by these two characters in a playground, and it's just so out there. And if you're a person that doesn't like the obscure or doesn't like movies that don't make, you know, necessarily reality logical sense, then this movie might not be for you. But if you're looking for something fresh and new and stylish and just a really good time, I think Colossal's perfect. I put it in my top 3 of the year so far. I loved everything about this movie. Well, maybe not everything, but I mean, it was really good.
Well, when it comes to logic, I like Fast and Furious, so obviously that shows I don't care about logic.
That's true.
But this movie, man.
But it's very different too. Like, Fast and Furious is more like, here, just suspend it. Just suspend your disbelief. But like when you go to something like this where you're like, there are these two people in a park, can create and summon these two monsters in North Korea or South Korea. Is South Korea? South Korea.
I don't think it was
South Korea.
This video is going very north.
You have a very different experience, and people want an explanation of how these things kind of come about, and it doesn't work like that. It's just kind of like you're going to accept what's going on in this movie or you're not. Great movie. Great movie. I'd recommend it more than anything out this week. I'd recommend it more than anything besides really Get Out. Because I don't think Lego Batman is still in theaters. But like Get Out is. So go see Get Out. And then if you've seen Get Out, go see Colossal. Because I think it's the most important thing you could see besides that.
I would actually recommend watching Colossal.
Yeah.
And then I would actually love to hear
people's responses.
Yeah, I would love to because we haven't been, I feel, this polar opposite in a little bit. And literally, like, I watched a different movie from you.
Well, like, I think you make some really valid points, but my whole thing with your points are, you know, especially about all these different male characters that have influence in Anne Hathaway's life, are eventually proven that she can do everything on her own and she's strong enough to overcome that. And I think for me, that tells that story and kind of put, like, though these things happen to her, she overcomes them, she does everything by herself, she's this strong woman that is dealing with alcoholism and all these different things. And to me, like, for me, that pretty much says that she's able to overcome all of these things.
Sure.
So, you know, kind of like in that sense of just overcoming these difficulties. But like I said, I'm going into this movie thinking, oh, this is kind of a symbolic movie. Like, oh, this is about her mental illness. Oh, this is about her alcoholism. It's not. But I think you could also look at the movie and really kind of take away different themes and messages and how things are symbolic. But it's not like that at all. It's not this heavy-handed,
it's heavy.
I don't think in that
This
way.
movie
I don't think it's not. If you
Heavy
look,
as
Shoe might not. I
Lucifer.
mean, and I'm not saying you have to find it funny, but this movie is branded as a comedy. If you look on IMDb, it is a comedy.
yeah. I don't know where
So-
the comedy was.
But that's okay. I'm not saying you might find it funny, but that is the intention of the filmmakers, and for me, it lands.
I love it. No, I see. That's
He
why
loves it.
That's why I love film, because it's so subjective, and I don't know one freaking thing you're talking about right now.
It's cool, and that's all right. But I'm just saying, give it a shot.
Yes,
but
watch
unless you're a person who really won't like that kind of style, from
No,
what
but
we're
watch
talking
it. Just
about,
watch it anyway.
You should.
Just watch it anyway.
But if you don't want to
because-
spend your money and you're going to be picky, then you know.
Oh yeah, because that $10 I spent on this.
I
Anyway,
would gladly pay to see this movie again.
We have 3 reviews. We have
This
Colossal.
Unforgettable
Ding,
and Free Fire.
ding.
Go check those out. And next week we have The Circle,
Emma Stone Bell. Woo.
Tom Hanks,
Forrest Gump himself. Woo.
Forrest Gump. Huh? Is it? Do you like Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castaway's my favorite film with him, but
Oh really? Castaway. Yeah,
Castaway
yeah.
was, I thought it was Anna Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen Castaway in a really long time.
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about Forrest Gump, but I'd like to
Helen
revisit
Hunt.
Castaway. Tom Hanks is great.
Helen Hunt.
And this looks like a little bit different for him. And it's STX, which is the smaller company.
Yeah, what is he, like Steve Jobs in this movie? He's like the bad Steve Jobs.
Well, yeah, he's kind of like, well, not even like a Steve Jobs. He's like a, Big Brother, like 1984. Like, I run this thing that's going to watch everyone. So,
And we have a Jedi in the movie, and we have Belle. It's great.
So, sounds like a good movie to me. Make sure to come out next week or to check our review. Anything else going on? Go check out this guy's courses and all of his great videos every day. If you want to learn something, if you want to learn something about film, you come to this channel. But if you want to learn something
Jason
about
Cinema.
life and things that will probably really help you in success and like things that really matter to people who, wear suits and tie every day and like people who do things besides sitting in a movie theater, make sure to go check out Shu's channel. You learn a bunch of good stuff. Like what'd you talk about today? Oh, you talk about developing success, Shu? That's how many he's doing.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
even
seriously,
remember.
there's so
no,
many.
it really is.
I have no idea.
I think like over the past month or so, we filmed over probably 60 hours of worth of footage. So
like that.
there's a lot of stuff.
yeah.
So make sure to go check it out
It's all one
on Shu's channel.
big colossal ball.
He doesn't want to spoil it.
Okay, ChasingSomeone.com.
Film Lovers website.